Anybody want to be the first one to talk? Please.
I mean, I really like that whole entire role play with the Pop Rocks. I know
It's so fun, wasn't it?
I'm so excited to bring that back to my team and do that.
Yeah.
Like, because nobody likes role play.
Yeah.
Nobody here is going to tell me that they enjoy role play.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like, it's just, it makes it fun and
Yeah.
it breaks it up. It's great.
That is the amazing Erica. Yes, please.
I like Trello. I'm really excited to see.
Are you a Trello fan?
We
Yay.
can incorporate that into
Yeah.
our everyday processes and see.
That's great.
Way more organized.
That's so great. And remember, what we want to do is take the pressure off that CSR. We want to give them as much information without burying them that they can consume when they're ready, when they can pivot when they're on that phone, they can look over and go, boom, that's my answer, and not feel that, ugh, I don't know the answer, you know? And so that's what we really want to help them do. So that's great. Anybody else? Yes?
I like the ABCs, said attitude of blaming and complaining,
Yeah.
building and creating.
I loved that. That was so good, wasn't it? ABCs. I'm going to not forget that one for sure. And being confident enough to be you. We sometimes struggle with that, right? I know I do. I mean, everybody thinks I'm extra, and it's scary sometimes. You know, it is. Thank you. It's great. Anyone else? Takeaways? Yes, please. Ari.
Love the positive and negative impacts. With
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? That wordplay and being able to understand how you really do bring it on yourself if you don't use the right impactful words. Yeah, I loved that one. I'm with you there. Anybody else?
The yes and no's
Yeah.
are good.
Yes and no's were good. You like that? I know, super simple.
Super simple.
But once it's in your mind, you're like, oh, I do that all the time. What am I doing? Right? Yeah. So good. So good, so good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about tech hacks, and our time together is going to be more building time because that's my jam. I love to build stuff. And so if you don't have any of the accounts that we go over, like if you're not using a certain platform or software or integration or automation or something, when we're done talking, I'd love to have you explore those. Everything that we talk about today has a free trial. So don't put any credit cards in anything, but I think we could play a little bit with some things. And then I'd love to go around and talk about what each person is using currently so we can kind of learn from each other what's out there. As all of us know, AI is coming, it's here, right? And so ChatGPT is really at the forefront of a lot of people's discussions. We will go over that, not super heavily, but I'll open up ChatGPT and we'll play around on it a little bit if you haven't done anything there. One of my favorite ways to use ChatGPT, not even to build social media, which is what a lot of people use it for, is I actually build schedules on it. And so you can actually schedule your people in ChatGPT, and it's really helpful. You can put their names, their constraints, this person doesn't work Saturday, this person doesn't work Monday, you can do that. And so we'll build a schedule for CSRs today in ChatGPT, and that'll be really powerful. You'll love it. I built an entire after hours team with 9 people that want 9 different things. One person doesn't want to work this Sunday, and one person wanted to, and so ChatGPT just unscrambled all the eggs for me to make that happen. So we'll build one of those today too, okay? Cool, okay, so tech hacks. Zapier makes you happier. That's my favorite one. Anybody use Zapier here in the room? Lots of people, okay? Can one of you explain maybe what Zapier is to the rest of the group from your perspective? Anybody? If not, I can do it. You want to take it, Chris?
It automates certain tasks.
It does?
Like, for example, I've used it so when a lead might come in to say, let's say you use a separate platform, but you need that lead to go into Gmail.
Sure.
So you can use automate, you can say, if this, then that. So if this lead comes in here, then move it to Gmail. It's
Exactly.
very powerful. You can do so many things with it.
I like to think of it as an extension cord. You plug it into one thing and it plugs into another. So Zapier really does, like Chris said, connect a lot of dots. And so you'll see on the screen here, you can add, once the lead comes into your CRM, you can add it to any number of different platforms, right? question? Were you raising your hand? No, sorry. Okay. So a lead would come in, and maybe you want to do outbounding campaign in MailChimp, or you want to make sure you add them to a Google Sheet or something like that for maybe an outbounding campaign. And all of that can be automated through Zapier. So it's got a free integration. You set up an account, and then it tells you essentially within its sort of library of services what can plug to what. Okay, so on the screen here, you open up Zapier and you say, okay, if somebody fills out this form on our website or does something to become a lead at our business, where can that information go to so that it can be more helpful than just landing in the CRM? And so you'll see a picture here about what a Zap is, which is what they call these integration sort of workflows. And the trigger or the action is what kicks it off. And so that form being filled is what happens, and it kicks it into gear. Okay, and I like to say Zapier makes you happier, because it really does. Trello actually integrates with Slack. So one of the tech hacks that we like to use at our company is we talk on Slack. Who has Slack in their business, or Teams, or some sort of internal communication? You guys? You have Teams? You have Voxer, okay. Anybody else? Slack, you do use Slack, okay. So if you're not familiar with Slack, it's a texting platform. I can open it up on the screen after we're done here. I'm gonna do a few live demos on all of my own tools, so you can see all my stuff. But Slack is a texting platform. And so Slack gives you the ability to communicate with either the technicians or internally on all of the processes of your business. So instead of texting one another, you make a Slack environment and you talk to each other. Part of what we're going to offer all the people in the room here really soon is a community, and we're going to build it on Slack. So you'll get to learn it by being in that community. Okay, so just like Teams or any of the other chat integrations, Slack is really cool. The fun part about Slack is that it integrates with Trello, so you can create cards straight from Slack. So say you have a message from Angie, and Angie's like, hey guys, I really want you to take this training, and I want you to distribute this throughout the team. You can create a card in Trello on Slack using her directives. Hey, we're going to make this training, and everybody here is going to make it, and it builds the card, and it alerts everybody on the Trello board that that card's been built. They need to consume that training. So it just kind of shortens the way that you communicate with one another. And integrating it on Trello is really cool. I love it because as a owner, I integrate Trello into Slack, and I can tell when any card has been changed, I can tell when any comment has happened, and I can tell when anything's been augmented in Trello. So as a business owner, it's really nice to go, man, they're really working that Trello board this week, right? Or, nothing's really happening. What's going on? And then I can see sort of the traffic on Trello in that Slack channel. And it just throws all that information to a Slack channel that's private just for me to see. In our business, we separate it by time zone, so I can see which time zones are actually being more active in Trello from kind of a higher level view, and you could do that by department too, which is really cool. Does that make sense? Your brain's going, yes.
Does it integrate with any of the other features, or is it only Slack?
It integrates with lots of other stuff, yeah. Through Zapier, you can plug it into a lot of other things. I just like Slack because it gives me that visual sort of like scorecard. I can sort of see things coming through the lanes in Slack, you know? So that's helpful for me. Questions here? No? Also, one of the other things that integrates in Slack, another communication tool, is Google Calendar. My team always needs to know who's where, what's happening, and what's going on, and they may not have access to my calendar natively or to any calendar natively. But you can put a calendar inside Slack, and you can tell where people are. If somebody's out sick, or something's going on in the team, it's also really helpful. So Slack users, you guys are? No, not yet. And you are, okay. And does this help understand that you can integrate other things into it? It will. It'll integrate with any calendar. So while I'm here, let's stop and I'll show you my Slack really quick so that we can get kind of a visual of what it looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm showing you everything. Don't freak out. What's going on in my leadership team today? Hey, Michelle, this guy from Captain Cool wants to do some daytime hours, and this person kicked off their kickoff call today. So I can see really quickly from here with all of you what's happening back at my business today. And I divide each one of my departments up in different channels. And so when I go to sales, it's Karina, and she's telling me about what's happening in the sales department today. Hey, saw my message. They put their kickoff call for the 20th, and everybody's excited because we've just closed a new deal. So this internal sort of communication cadence is something similar to what you see in ServiceTitan. I know there's some texting in ServiceTitan for those of you who are using that platform. But what I love about Slack is that you can search it. So let's see, remember that company was named Veterans Cleaning and Cooling or Veteran something. As soon as I type in the word veterans, it brings up every single time I've said veterans in my business. So imagine being able to search for the Jones job, right? I know I told somebody to go and do the filter change at Jones, right? So what happened at the Jones job, I can see by message or by channel what's happened with that particular person based on their name. So you can see the name is highlighted right there, Jones. Really, really cool. So if you're not a Slack user, I highly, I love it. For those of you who take phone calls from technicians all day in dispatch, if you can move them to something like this, something more technical, that would be ideal. So as you can see, we've got like a lot going on. Questions here? Anybody want to see anything in Slack that maybe they're not familiar with?
So you're saying that the reason you can see that job is because it's integrated with ServiceTitan?
No, not here in Slack, no. But in ServiceTitan, they do have a chat feature where you can talk within the CRM.
Right.
There's a Slack, it's a similar to Slack, but I don't love it because it's not searchable yet, but they just made it searchable. Why would you change?
Away from something like RingCentral to
Sure.
Slack.
Moving away from something like RingCentral is not searchable. RingCentral is just threads and threads and threads of information, so everybody kind of knows everything. The beautiful part about Slack is that you can bifurcate that knowledge, right? So the sales team only knows what's going on in sales, the ops team only knows what's going on in ops, and as an owner, it helps you kind of see from a bird's eye view what's happening in your business. So you can do Veterans Day, right? So 2 words, or, you know, Mrs. Jones, 2 words. So yeah, you can absolutely do that, and it'll pull it up
But
each time.
Could I do veterans and then put Bessie in it?
You could.
No, hey, I'm just looking for her messages.
You could. Mrs. Jones messages like this. Is that what you mean, or do you need by person? By individual. Yes, by individual you absolutely can. And that's this little people tab over here. So unfortunately I don't have a Mrs. Jones, but I do have a Kim Carmichael. Oops. Messages. So anything that Kim said is right there. So yeah, I can pull it up by individual team member.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of notifications do you get when you get a message?
You can change the notifications or add notifications at your pleasure. So you can have them or not. I have everything silenced because it would bing me to death. So you just have to decide what sort of notifications, whether you want desktop or laptop or phone notifications. You can choose however you're notified. It just becomes the communication sort of hub for your company, truly. And it helps even internally when you're just with one another in the office. It just keeps things clear, concise, documented, and date and time stamped. And then here's the fun thing, you can also make videos. So I make videos for my team when I'm traveling or out, and I tell them, hey, what's going on or whatever, and I make silly things.
Like you can
Yeah.
thumbs up, like you can emoji the heck out of all of the messages. Like I really enjoy being able to like pick like what emoji I'm gonna like give it. Like is it
Yes.
thumbs up or is it like a strong like yay, like go us?
Yes.
Like it's super
Or dumpster fire.
Yeah,
That's our favorite one. Yes.
Is it similar to Connect Team?
It is very similar to Teams, very similar to Teams. I just like it because it's a little bit more powerful and it's separate from Teams. I don't,
No, Connect Team.
oh, from Connect Team, it is separate, yeah. It's different.
Like Connect Team, that's how ours is set up, where everything's separate, each group
Sep-
has their own thing.
Sure.
You have a main posting.
Yeah, it's very similar, very similar. Anybody else? No? Questions here? No? Okay, let's go back to more integrations and ways you can get this guy to run. Okay, so like I said, really cool to be able to integrate any other feature into that communication cadence style in Slack. Okay, also lets people know when you're not around or when you're busy, so they're not bothering you. A lot of us have meetings that happen, and so it's really convenient to do that as well. Again, who's out, who's in, what's happening. Okay, next is Bonusly. Who's heard of Bonusly? Anybody? Oh, no Bonusly fans? Okay. Who bonuses their team or spiffs their team or pays out their team different things? Okay, everybody, lots of people. Okay, great. So Bonusly is a really cool platform, and I'll open it next. It's a way to give your people spiffs in debit cards, credit cards, gift cards, and they can save that money up and cash it out at their pleasure, which is really nice because people like to get to choose their own prize, right? And so I love it because we can bonus one another. So it's not just bonuses coming from top down, it's actually lateral bonuses too. So, you know, Angie and Eric and I are all partners in this business, CSR Academy. I could bonus them. I could be like, you're so awesome. Here's a $10 gift card to Starbucks. Thank you so much. And so I love the fact that our team can actually recognize one another. And so each one of them has a Bonusly budget every month, and they get to give recognition to one another. And it also goes into Slack, so the whole company knows, hey, somebody bonused somebody else. They saw something really good on a call or in a customer interaction. It's really nice. So I'm going to open the platform here in a second, but I love the fact that it alerts everybody in the entire team about what's going on internally. It's a really good culture piece, okay? And you can add GIFs and do all kinds of funny videos and all kinds of other things, adding Bonusly to your team. And I just think having the entire company know that that's happening is pretty cool. So having people know that they're being recognized. And they get to choose their own stuff. They get to have Chipotle, or they get to have Amazon gift cards, or an Airbnb credit, or a Starbucks gift card. And I love that part because sometimes just the money is sometimes not as much fun. And having this as part of the culture piece is also good. So spiffs, great. Money's, you know, we need money too. But to be able to give each other gifts like this is really cool. You put it in as a budget, yeah, and then you just assign the Bonusly points to them within the Bonusly platform. So it takes all that manual stuff out of the way. Which is really, no, it's so hard to track manually. So I'm going to show you how you see that from the back end here in just a second. So here's what our team looks like. And it's really nice because pink is our team members, our employees, our CSRs. So pink is the CSR teams. And then we have different hashtags for our core values. So when you show something that's a core value in our business, whether it's proactivity or being a team player or problem solving, you get a Bonusly and it's tagged with that specific thing. So you can see at the top of the chart here, my 2 people in leadership are actually, you love that? Did I get a sticker? Oh my God.
Please pick a pink one.
I love a pink one. You can see at the top of the chart there that my leadership are giving more bonuses than most of the rest of the team, right? So they're actually giving out more money. Okay. I love the fact that you can see when other people are recognizing others in the team and they're really sort of living out the core values. Then I look at this and I go, man, this person's really living through the core values. That's somebody I should look at for leadership. You know, because they're recognizing other things in people that I don't have to recognize. They're seeing it for me, which is really helpful. Okay? And I just love it. And then when a Bonusly drops, you can add a very silly GIF, and then the whole team knows that that's happened, and that person's recognized. Again, just helping with the culture and the connectivity with your team. Okay? Bonusly. Oh, okay. One of my favorites is One Tab. Who has 1,000,000 tabs open on their computer? Oh, yeah, all of us. I know. It's crazy. It's beyond. Mine are beyond. If I opened up my screen right now, you'd all cry. One Tab is a Chrome extension. You can also use it for Safari, and it helps compress all your tabs down. So it's really, really nice. I'm going to show you live on the screen how it looks. But if you want to check that one out for all of us who have many, many, many tabs, it's nice to clear the deck so you don't have to close anything, but you can compress everything and make it go away so you can work and be focused and then open it back up. So I'll show you that one next. Super fun. One tab. And then the big guy, ChatGPT. Who's using ChatGPT in their business currently? Anybody? Yeah, you are. How are you utilizing it? Do you mind? For what? You're using it for write-ups, meaning like performance write-ups or Tell us how you're using that. She's using it for performance evaluations. Can you explain, like, do you put in the person's data and it spits out like a report on, okay?
Information, what
Okay.
they're doing, what their job description is, and
Okay.
what we expect from them, and then it
Really? That's gangster. Okay, so she's putting in a job description, okay, and then what they expect of that team member, and then it writes a report. And it's not writing a report like in reverse, right? Like this person was gone these 3 days, or they were late this time. It's not doing that. It's like setting the expectations moving forward, right? Okay. Okay, that's very cool. I know, it's funny, once you start, it's like a problem.
And I have a manual that I made, and sometimes it gets kind of wordy,
Yeah,
and so the CSRs get kind of confused. So I went into ChatGPT, put everything, and said, I need this in a chart. Can you make a chart for
yeah,
me? And it did.
beautiful.
So, I mean, our CSRs like it much better because now they can read across.
So it's
what
more
I was trying to say.
concise, more concise.
Use
Makes
it to
sense.
respond to unfavorable reviews.
Ooh,
Because I'm not known to be very PC when I respond to reviews.
not you,
So-
Chris.
Not me, that's weird.
Not
right?
you,
So,
you cupcake.
yeah, like,
What?
If you ever want to get a kick out of some responses to reviews,
Yeah,
go to our Yelp page or our Google pages, because yeah. So I'll use it to kind of check myself, because I know I'm probably not.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get in trouble.
Yeah, probably gonna get in trouble. So I'm like, okay, so I do something in between what it comes up with and what I came up with. And usually
Smart.
It's okay. It's safer that way.
Very
so,
smart,
yeah.
very smart. Okay,
We've
yeah,
used it for SOPs
okay,
and checklists for the dispatchers.
beautiful. And has it worked? And
It has. Well, I just recently implemented that about a week and a half ago.
So recently,
and
wow.
Everyone is just on track with the standard.
Wow, I love that. Anybody else? Yeah,
I used it just recently last week to write up the after install, like what to expect, and that's
okay.
what the installers leave behind. And it created this really detailed, like you'll get quality assurance, inspection,
Wow.
drywall, everything else really cool.
Wow, that's great. You guys using it at Lee's at all?
For outbound
Francisco?
scripts, yeah.
For outbound scripts?
When we're slow, when we want to make outbound calls to the marketing leads that we have for the tune-ups, we use it to like do all-in-one introduction. So we give them all the information. and
Really?
Try to get them booking right away.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to use that one because that's a good example, because I think all of us could use a better, different, more creative, way to phrase things. Okay, beautiful. So let me go really quickly. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Gmail. Anybody use Gmail in the business? Yeah? Okay. Are you using snippets at all or adding little text phrases in your Gmail? Like you use snippets, like templates, right? Like it just fills in the sentence that you're asking for? No? Meaning a snippet, meaning you add, you write something one time and then you use it over and over again, sort of like a template in Gmail. Do you use that?
I've used snippets in a different way.
You did, okay. So Gmail, if any of you write Gmail, there's obviously templates, but then there's also this really cool thing called snippets, and it's a feature where you can write something one time, like about a W-9 request or a payroll past due or something of Culture First link that you want to send, or a bio or headshot, something that you send repetitively. In the templates section of Gmail, you can build that email template. And then every time you get that same request, you just start to type the snippet name, whether it's like W-9 request, it's a good example, and it'll automatically fill that out and attach the W-9 for you. So there's really time-saving hacks in Gmail too, that not a lot of people utilize. And so if you're repeating yourself over and over, which we are in Gmail, there's some really powerful ways to use snippets. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Questions there? No? Oh, one of my favorite. Who has Loom in the building? Anybody have Loom or have heard of it? Yeah, you guys are like superstars back there. What's going on? Anybody over on this side of the world? No? Okay, we'll do a Loom together too in just a minute. Loom is what we talked about when we built our Trello board yesterday, how to record your screen and show somebody how to do a certain task. And so when you Loom something for somebody, it takes away all of the conflict in their brain. They see what you're expecting, they understand what you need, and your voice prompts them to finish a task in a specific way. So Loom has a free version. We have a paid version at Pink Collars, but Loom is a really quick and easy way to illustrate what you're needing from somebody. We use it in training, we use it in day-to-day, we use it in just plain old explanations when text just doesn't seem to be making sense to someone. And Loom, I think, is one of my favorite time-saving hacks. So everybody in the building, hopefully by the end of the day, will at least have the free version and be confident that they can make a Loom for somebody and record their screen, okay? So really cool the way it looks. And these slides are not that exciting, but it's nice because it just captures your screen. Otter, or transcribing things. Has anybody used Otter before? Otter? No? Okay. I know this is a lot, but we're going to open them up, I promise, and do them. Otter is a transcription software. You can talk to Otter, and it will transcribe something in a document for you. It's just that simple. So again, if you're having a problem building an SOP and you just need to get really wordy about it, you can turn your phone on, you can talk to Otter, you can say, this is what I'm expecting and this is what I need, and then you can just have it transcribe it, and it's beautiful. So again, a nice sort of quick way for you to just talk it out in your brain if typing it doesn't make sense, okay? And it all happens on your cell phone, which is my personal favorite. Scribe is another good one. Anybody use Scribe? Have you guys heard of it? You're obsessed. Okay, tell us why, please.
So,
Tell us why it's good.
for example, Cheryl, remember you showed us yesterday your SOP with the service type screenshots?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Scribe, you would actually go through the steps. You would do it. Just Scribe will record you doing it.
Record the screen.
And then
Yeah.
when you hit end, it creates that manual for you.
Yeah.
So I don't have to cut and paste.
No cutting and pasting.
Oh,
It saves you hours
Yeah.
of work. And then obviously you can edit it to say whatever you want it to say, but it will record and then it'll take the screenshot and then tell you what you did.
Yeah.
And then you can edit that if you want or add more words, like.
It follows your mouse clicks, essentially. So imagine somebody just sort of sitting on your shoulder as you're clicking through a Service Titan or any of the screens, Trello, anything. You're trying to show somebody a workflow. Like, this is how you do this. You open the screen, and then you do that, and Scribe will capture all of that and transcribe it into a document for you. So we're going to do one live, okay? Yeah, you're going to be in love. And so it does create visual representations, like I said, of the guide or something that you're trying to teach somebody. And you can actually smash all three of these together. You can actually do a Loom and move it to Otter and add it to Scribe. And I'm going to try to do it in front of you, but I can't promise that I can make it work, but I'm going to try. But I know I can get Scribe to work. So I was on my computer early this morning and it was not happy. So I'm going to try to get it to be done. But Loom and Otter and Scribe all do different ways of just getting that communication out of you and out of your brain so you can share it with that next person, okay? Okay, that is the end of that. I'm gonna grab a chair and then we're gonna open ChatGPT and then I'm gonna have some people in the crowd give me some prompts that they wanna solve, some issues in their business. I loved the call thing, Francisco. I might snag that one. After I show you all how I did that crazy schedule for after hours. Because this is where the magic's gonna happen. You're gonna be blown away. Okay, let's look at Loom really quick. This ChatGPT thing has just blown my mind, Chris, by the way. Now I want my own, and I don't want to share it with anybody because now I want to like have my own. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so from the back of Loom, there's all kinds of places and ways in which to look at this thing. So here's what I need to do here. Oh. Loom.com. So yeah, anybody that wants to join me in Loom.com would be fantastic. Okay. It has essentially a little app that is at the bottom of my screen here that you add to your desktop. And all you do is hit start recording. And so it's going to record me in this room with you all. Oh, hello. Hi. But what I'd really like it to record is the Trello board. So you go to the Trello board and you say, hey, person A, it's Michelle. I'm just wanting to walk you through this Trello board. Don't forget when you get over here to the frequently asked questions to make sure you're doing this, that, and the other. Okay? And you get done and you hit, oh, start recording would be good. Come on, Michelle. Oh, there you go. No, I did it. I did right. Never mind. And so the beautiful thing is that it automatically names it for you. It knows that I'm in some sort of a library doing some sort of a thing, right? And I can share it with my team. I can hit a link and copy it, or I can embed it in a website. I can do anything with it. But you'll notice that what I typically do is just copy the link and send it to somebody. So let's play it and see what it sounds like. Hi. But what I'd really like it to record is the Trello board. So you go to the Trello just board walk and you through. say, hey, person A, it's Michelle. I'm just wanting to walk you through this Trello board. Don't forget when you get over here to the frequently asked questions to make sure you're doing this. So that's what a Loom looks like. Okay. It's just that simple. All you got to do is just start yapping and show your screen. And it's really nice to be able to articulate to a team member what it is you need from them. So we use it literally hundreds of times a day in our business, and it really has helped streamline a lot of things. If anybody has a question about something, if I'm not there or somebody needs something clarified, this just is the simplest way to clarify things for people, in my estimation. So if there's one tool that you get from today, I think Loom would be the one. Loom would be the one I would like lock in on because it can really help identify stuff for you.